I've been hearing a whole lot of shit, you know, and I'm talking about when it comes to Canelo versus Chavez. I'm hearing what you guys are saying as far as, well, Chavez has never been focused anymore. He's never focused, or, how is he going to make that 164.5 when he's at 176 or 174, 178 right now? He hasn't been below that weight. And I'm hearing all this stuff. People saying he's going to be drained. I'm saying, what if he's not? They said he's going to be drained. I'm like, but what if he's not? He's going to. But once again, we are now about 30 days away or so, maybe 32, whatever the case may be. We are about a month away from Canelo versus Chavez. Now, when Danny Jacobs, if I'm correct, for the 30-day weigh-in for a fight at 160 pounds, he weighed in at the same amount that Chavez is weighing right now, give or take a pound or two. We're now 30 days away from a fight that's taking place at 164.5 pounds. Danny Jacobs, when he fought Golovkin, came into the ring at 185 plus. 185 was the at least. What do you think Chavez Jr. is going to come into the ring as? People are really, really putting too much on this weight thing, and I can understand. But if you really, really look at it, if you've really been watching, because I know you have, and I know in the back of your mind you don't want to admit it, damn, he's looking in good shape, and I ain't seen him train like this since we've been watching him. When have you ever seen him train like this? He's never trained like this for Sergio Martinez. And that was the biggest fight of his career. Canelo don't move like Sergio Martinez. Canelo don't move like Pacquiao. People are saying this is going to be like Pacquiao versus Margarito or Pacquiao versus De La Hoya. Because of De La Hoya, because he won't be able to rehydrate. But guess what? Do you not forget that Chavez Jr. had a fight win? Was that in December or was it in January? I believe it was in January. No, in December. He had a fight where the catch weight was at 169 pounds. It was against Dominic British on the 10th of December. I covered that fight. A lot of people, for some reason, forget about that fight. That fight was at a catch weight of 169 pounds. He weighed in at 168. Now, one big sticking point in negotiations for his fight, and one of the main reasons why it said that he took short money, is because they didn't want negotiations to stall. His team, Chavez's team, and his father, they wanted to get that deal with Canelo sealed immediately. Remember, that fight was in December. It was at 169. He weighed in at 168. This fight is in May. 5 months later, basically. Well, exactly what? 6 months later. So they want 5 months later. 6 months, whatever. They wanted him to stay focused, like roll right into one fight, from one fight right into another. Because remember, we know in the past he was having trouble making 168 pounds. Why? It's because he wanted to train in his living room and shit, and train in his backyard and shit like that. So now, with the team that he has around him, one of the most well-known or renowned trainers, Nacho Beristain, in his corner, his pop in his corner, Julio Cesar Chávez Sr., the best in strength and conditioning coach, even if you think he's shady or not, in his corner, Mima Havardia. What if he's not drained? What if he's not going to be drained? Now let's go about styles. Yes, Canelo is the better boxer. But what if Canelo's power doesn't carry up? Now let's go look at this, right? He stopped Alfredo Angulo, but he stopped Alfredo Angulo from an accumulation of punches. He didn't put down Lara, but then again, I had him winning Lara. I had Canelo beating Lara, even though Lara was on his bike, and that's a very highly controversial fight. James Kirkland was on a God knows how long layoff, and we should have known James Kirkland was going to get knocked out because his chin has been questionable. He couldn't hurt Cotto. Now, it is true that Cotto usually gets hurt or stopped from an accumulation of punches. So think about what I'm saying. Cotto is a small fighter. You can still consider Cotto somewhat of a small 154 pounder, somewhat. He didn't stop him. Amir Khan, we knew he was going to get stopped. Liam Smith was laying some hands on Canelo. Even though Canelo was winning, completely winning, Liam Smith was laying some hands on Canelo. Especially, Canelo has a tendency to lay on the ropes mid to late in fights. You don't want to do that against a bigger 6'1". He's going to be at least 180 pounds in there, at least, Chavez Jr. Canelo doesn't fight in. Canelo fights in 3-punch bursts. What if his power does not carry up? You're not asking that. People are not, just like they're saying, Chavez is not going to make weight. Chavez is going to be drained. I don't hear people questioning, Canelo's power may not carry up. Canelo's too small. Chavez didn't get knocked out by Fonfara. Chavez quit in his corner. You got on one end, you got a Mexican quitter, right? Who just so happened to say that he wanted to fight. I'm rooting for Chavez. I'm a big Chavez Jr. fan. He's got a special place in my heart, right? In my heart. He quit. You know, then had the nerve to say, I feel I was winning some more crazy shit. I damn near cried that night. Go back and look at the video. I get emotional about the shit. You got Canelo, who fucking dropped his motherfucker. He dropped his belt. And I like Canelo. But he didn't drop his belt. Oscar made him drop that belt. Like, nah, bro. You're not getting Golovkin right now. Not to mention, you drop your belt to fight Chavez at a weight of 164.5 because you're trying and hoping that he's going to be drained. So, in a way, that's kind of a bitch move, don't you think? You know, don't you think? Now, remember, all the shit I talk about on my shows, you can go look all this shit up for yourself. So, you had a chance to have 3 belts, right, to fight Golovkin, but then you fight a Chavez Jr. I understand it's going to be more money. I understand it's going to be more money. But not only that, you are fighting him at a what do you call this? This is super Canelo light. Super middleweight? What's this division now? What's this 164.5 shit? So now what? He gonna try, if he beat Chavez, he gonna try to get he gonna say, you know, Golovkin's gonna come up to 164.5 if he wants to fight a real man. You know, I moved up. He got to move up. You're not going to play that shit. Then you already have De La Hoya. It's like this. How did you not know that Golovkin versus Jacobs wasn't going to do 300, 400,000 pay-per-view buys? The number that's floating around is about 170K. But, of course, the detractors are going to say, well, it was really 130K. I was going to go with the low number. But either way, it said that fight was profitable. Also, if you look at the fact that Golovkin, if I'm correct from what I've read, and it was never fully confirmed, but he was supposed to make $2.5 million for that fight. It's not included. We don't know any type of pay-per-view deal, buy deals or anything. And Jacobs like 1.75 million, something like that. So if you look at, even if the pay-per-view did 150K or 130K, it still was somewhat profitable to an extent. But either way, Golden Boy knows. So now you got Oscar De La Hoya. And it's a shame because Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins fought the best. Both of them fought the best. Even when they was told, look, yo, you're going to lose that fight. So for them to be doing this to Canelo, for them to be playing this game, and you can notice a little bit when you watch Bernard Hopkins interviews, he don't like talking about it. Like, you can sense that shit that Bernard Hopkins don't like talking about it. But at the same time, I understand the business end. You got to get that big Mexican money from Chavez. You got to get that Mexican money. If that fight was available, you got to take it. You see what I'm saying? And you got to say, well, fuck those 3 belts right now. I understand that part. But what if he lose? And let's not forget, Canelo just lost $8.5 million. After taxes, you can really, and paying his team, you can really kind of say he lost the purse for damn near 2 straight fights. His fight with Liam Smith and his fight with Amir Khan. You can kind of say that depending on how much he made after, everything, fees and shit. Because what's Canelo make? About like what? Between 5 to about 10 mil a fight. What did he make for Cotto? But the long story short, I think we can say safely, give or take, he makes about $5 to $10 million a fight. Remember, you got to factor in taxes. So when you lose a lawsuit, they want that whole 8.5. Ain't no taxes coming out that shit. So it's just that my concern is this. I really don't feel that people are giving Chavez his full credit, and also we're looking at the facts surrounding the fight. He is the bigger fighter. He's been stopped by a bigger fighter. Well, he quit because guess what? Remember with the Fonfara fight? He went out there to try to bully Fonfara. Chavez power didn't carry it. We found out, well, Chavez is a 168-pound fighter at best. His power didn't carry up to 175 pounds. But then you look at Canelo. We don't know if his power carried up to 160 because he's been fighting in Canelo weight. We haven't seen him fight in a full 160 yet. So then you're going to 164.5, no matter how you slice it. That's still super middleweight. There's questions, man, I have. And I got to be honest with you, as you can tell. You know, usually I try to stay on the fence with that. It's not really my job to pick fights anymore. And plus, I know I'll go up my heart for the people who've been around for, a while. But understand this. The things that I'm telling you are logical, sound reasons why I feel, and I'm saying that Chavez Jr. has the edge. Or if Chavez Jr. doesn't have the edge, then we're going to see the best boxing exhibition from Canelo that we ever seen because he's going to have to do a lot of motherfucking moving. Canelo's going to have to do a lot of moving. That's all I'm saying, man. But anyway, it's going to fight month. So yeah, I got some shit planned. I'm Mexican. Did I tell you I'm half Negro Mexican? Yeah. I even had some Mexican dishes. I'm not gonna open it up, but I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I'm really getting into this shit. I'm getting what is it? A San Marcos blanket with a lion, a hawk, or something on it. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. I cover every single major fight live. All links to my social media right there below in the description box. For all your Canelo versus Chavez news, please visit FightView360.com. The link is right down in the description box as well. TstreeT Controversy. TstreeT Controversy Live.